So let's talk about the different layers of healing. In level one, we're working with conscious triggers, emotions, and symptoms. We are rewiring our brain and our nervous system, and we're improving our overall health. Okay. In level two, we're going to focus on conscious repatterning of our inner emotional conflicts. We're going to repattern our identity. We're going to repattern our trauma responses. So in level two, we're addressing unconscious and repressed emotions, beliefs, and memories. We're addressing aspects of our psyche, such as our superego, our inner child, parts, and trauma patterns. This is the unconscious mind. So I want to do a practice together. This is one of the tools, Divergent-convergent focus. This was in module 3, okay? So what I want you to do is you're gonna have your thumb nail straight out in front. So you'll straighten out your arm and I'm looking straight at my thumbnail, okay? And I'm bringing it to my nose. It's touching the bridge of my nose and I'm looking at the thumbnail. So my eyes are crossed. So I'll hold here for a minute and then I'm gonna look straight past it out to the farthest part of my room, okay? And I like to just do one long inhale, exhale at each position. You don't have to. You can if it feels nice to you. And then I go back to looking at the thumbnail that's touching the bridge of my nose. And then again, looking at the farthest distance across the room, right past my thumbnail. Okay, so again, looking at my thumbnail, this is the convergent focus. Looking at the thumbnail that's touching the bridge of my nose. And then looking beyond to the farthest part of the room. Okay. And just for the sake of time, we're not going to do this, 10 to 20 times, but you can. If you're choosing to use this as one of your eye exercises each day. I like to mix them up. I pick a couple to do each week and then I trade them out so that I don't get bored. So the next eye exercise, this is polytasking. This was demonstrated in a Q&A in module 3. So I'm going to break this down into a couple of steps because it requires you to really focus and pay attention to what you're doing. Okay, so I'm going to cross my hands and I'm going to put my hands just on my shoulders right now. Okay, and your head is going to be still and I want you to look with your eyes to the left. Okay, you're looking to the left and I want you to tap your right shoulder. Okay, and then you're going to look with your eyes to the right and you're going to tap your left shoulder. Look left. You're going to tap right and you're going to put your tongue into your right cheek at the same time or after you tap. Okay. Now you're going to put your eyes looking right, tap and tongue on your cheek to the left. Okay. You can go as fast or as slow as you need. Eyes to the left, tapping right, tongue and cheek to the right. Looking again to my right with my eyes, tapping left, tongue to the cheek, left. Again, go as slow or as fast as you need. Looking left, tapping and tongue to the cheek, right. We'll do a few more here. Looking right, tapping and tongue left. Looking left, tapping and tongue to the cheek, right. Okay, so you can do this to music and use the rhythm to kind of set the pace for you. I really like this because it really makes me think about what I am doing and keeps me out of my head about maybe something that else, I'm thinking about. This helps to balance the activity in both the left and the right hemispheres of your brain. Okay, so this is a great one to add to your toolkit. Alternate nostril breathing. I really like this one because I do feel like you have to really focus on what you're doing. And again, it's great if you're feeling triggered and you're trying to be in the present moment. This is a good one to pull out. So you can have your elbows resting on a surface and just do this to open and close each nostril. Or you can have your arm up above like this. Whatever feels nice is fine. There's no right or wrong way. Okay, so I'm going to do this since I'm already sitting at my desk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my left nostril and I'm going to inhale through the right. I'm closing the right, exhaling left. Now I'm going to inhale through the left, exhale right, inhale right, exhale left, inhale left, exhale right, inhale right, exhale left, inhale left, exhale right. We'll do one more here. Inhale right, exhale left, inhale left. Okay. Okay. So I think it's important to do somatic presencing daily. And what I mean by that is being present with what you're feeling every single day. If you're feeling joy, feel it in your body. If you're feeling sadness, feel it in your body. This is how you build a body that's able to feel and metabolize emotions. This is essential in the healing process. This somatic pain reprocessing practice can be used for pain, or it can be used for an uncomfortable sensation that you might have. It can be used for a difficult emotion. But when you are doing this process, you're helping your brain reprocess what the sensation means, and you're moving the threat threshold into a greater capacity to experience discomfort. So when you're having pain, you want to become present with the pain as a curious observer. So I want to explain something to you guys. When you are observing pain with curiosity and you're being neutral towards it, this brings the prefrontal cortex online. The prefrontal cortex sends the message to the limbic system. This is not an emergency. The limbic system then sends the message to the hypothalamus. This is not an emergency. That way, there's no stress hormone biochemistry released by the hypothalamus. If we are frantically being with the pain, the limbic system gets the message that something is wrong. You're not okay. It then sends the emergency signal to your hypothalamus, and that results in the stress hormone biochemistry being released. That is why it is essential that you are curious when you are observing and allowing the uncomfortable sensation, okay? You want to befriend any areas of pain or resistance. Okay, so this practice focuses on repatterning your perception and your meaning of the pain. So your job is to assign a neutral meaning while noticing the details of the pain.